Welcome back, guys. UFC Vegas 115, Moicano versus Duncan was a banger. 8 total finishes. Let's talk about it. Now, first fight up, we had Kai Kamaka versus Dakota Hope. Now, this fight wasn't added previously on the first video when I dropped. It was added in between the week. And Kai Kamaka made his return to the UFC after fighting in regionals for quite some time against newcomer Dakota Hope, one of Joshua Van's guys. And long story short, Kai Kamaka weathered the storm in the first early round and took over in the second and third, ultimately winning that decision. He showed his veteran experience and he stayed composed against that young prospect. Ultimately, good win for Kai Kamaka. Welcome back to the UFC, man. Next one up, we had Deani Barbosa versus Melissa Gatto. Now, Melissa Gatto, you did okay. You tried. Deani, you almost scared me with that kick. I thought it was over for us. I thought you were going to lose via DQ. But I got to give props to Melissa Gatto. This fight, definitely thought it was over during that kick, man. I'm very surprised she got up and she continued. I'm really surprised the doctor or the referee continued this fight. But overall, Deani Barbosa, you look great. I gave it 30-27. If that kick never happened, you would have won every round. Nonetheless, good fight overall. Next one up, we had Azamat Murzakanov versus Tresean Gore. And now, with this one, I am totally surprised. Azamat gets submitted by Gore. You got tired. You got destroyed in the late rounds. Horrible performance from Azamat Murzakanov. Meanwhile, Gore, you were fighting for your life. You get to keep your job. So I guess shout out to you, Gore. You surprised me on this victory. Not even gonna lie. Alice Pereira versus Haley Cohen. Now we pick flipped onto the Haley Cohen side, but I was wrong. I guess I should have stayed with the Alice Pereira side. She came in here with some wild shots, ultimately landing that knee and knocking Haley Cohen down. She got the knockout win, but ultimately I'm not impressed, to be honest with you. Alice Pereira looks hella sloppy on the stand-up feet. She got a lot to work on, and we'll see what happens. She definitely got that physicality, that height to her advantage, but she definitely got to work on her stand-up. She definitely got to work on her ground game and improve overall. Lando Venata versus Darius Flowers. Now, we had Lando Venata, but Darius Flowers came in here and landed the more impactful shots, landing that knockout blow. And I guess that 3-year layoff definitely showed for Lando Venata. Sucks to be you, man, but good win for Darius Flowers. Next fight up, we had Alexandro Costa versus Stuart Nickel. Now, Costa, not much to say here. Costa smoked Stuart Nickel with ease. He landed a clean body shot. He dropped him. But overall, don't let the stats confuse you here in this fight. Costa destroyed this man every single round. Good win for Costa. That body shot was beautiful. Next fight up, we had Guilherme Pat versus Thomas Peterson. Now, this fight was ass. This fight was mid. Pat barely threw any punches, and Peterson definitely took advantage of that. He got that victory here, but overall, it was the boring fight of the week for me. Next fight up, we had Jose Delano versus Robert Rucella. Another solid fight. Most of these guys came here and showed hands in this overall fight card. Like, we showed some great hands on a lot of these prospects. Jose Delano, Ethan Ewing, multiple guys showed great levels in boxing. But in the Jose Delano versus Rucella fight, solid fight overall. Like I said, he showed his boxing skills. He landed the better shots, outpointing Rucella to a victory here. And I guess those boxing skills were a bit too much for Robert. Let's be honest. He was getting tagged up, jabbed up, and everything was working for Jose Delano. So good win for Jose Delano. As for you, Rob, back to the drawing board. At least you didn't get finished or whatever. Next one up, we had Tommy McMillan versus Manolo Cecchini. Now, I guess Tommy wins by knockout, but to be quite honest with you, he swung like a wild man, and obviously, ultimately, he was going to get the knockout. Manolo Cecchini, he's straight trash. He doesn't belong in the UFC. Tommy, you got a lot to improve. Please, work on that technical game. Try to be more like a sniper like Sean is. But Tommy, I guess you did what you're supposed to do at a -1,000, but not impressed at all. Now, Ethan Ewing versus Rafael Esteban. Now, this is a guy that I am definitely impressed by. Ethan Ewing, he wins by a 3rd round knockout. Another solid performance from him. I think, honestly, he's ready for the top 10 boys. Well-rounded enough to compete against them. But we'll see what's next for him. Rafael Esteban now drops. He's no longer undefeated. He's 14-1. He couldn't do anything against Ethan Ewing. No takedowns. His stand-up game was trash. He was throwing at a ghost. Let's be honest with you. He was missing a lot of shots. And Ethan Ewing capitalized, countered big time with his shots and got that knockout win in the 3rd round. Like I said, Ethan Ewing, he's definitely ready for the top 10. Abdul Rahman Yakaev versus Brenson Ribeiro. Abdul Rahman destroys him in the 1st round. -1,400. Definitely showed. He got that 1st round finish. It took longer than expected compared to his other fights, but honestly, he came in here and he got it done in the 1st round. So you got to give him kudos to that. But I think it's time to give him better comp. Let's be honest. His last couple fights, I don't think it has lasted longer than 5 minutes combined. So I think it's time you give him better competition, and we'll see where we go from there. But overall, good sub, good win for Abdul Rahman. Verna Jandiroba versus Tabitha Ricci. Verna took her down multiple times and made it a boring fight. It was kind of expected. We went with Tabitha Ricci thinking she was going to outstrike her in defensive takedowns, but unfortunately she couldn't defend most of her takedowns and she lost a decision here. But let's be honest, man. Verna Jandiroba, we don't want to see you. You're straight boring. I hope they give you Zhang Wei Li for the next shot, because I want to see you get dropped. I want to see you get out of here. Someone has to retire your boring ass. You definitely don't want to see you fight here, at least for me. And for the main event, we have Ronaldo Moicano versus Chris Duncan. Ronaldo gives belt to ass to Duncan, beating him on the feet, beating him on the mat, and submitting him on the ground. Easy money for Duncan. What is there to say? I guess, did I say for Duncan? I meant for Moicano. Easy money for Moicano, 100%. What is there to say about Duncan? I guess back to the drawing board too. Too soon for you. And Money Moicano, give him Baron Ortega again, and we'll see what happens. But overall, great event. UFC Vegas, smashed. 8 total finishes. Great overall card. But we're done with that. Let's get straight into UFC 327. Unfortunately, Joshua Van's already out of the card, but whatever. Let's get straight into it. First fight up, we got Charles Radtke versus Francisco Prada. Now, this is a late notice. Francisco Prada was supposed to fight some other bum, and Charles Radtke was supposed to fight some other guy. I completely forgot. But in this fight in particular, I'm going to go ahead and lean Charles Radtke. I think he's a better overall fighter, more well-rounded than Francisco Prada, I should say. Better in the stand-up, definitely better on the ground. Don't get me wrong, Francisco Prada looked pretty decent in his last fight up, taking his last opponent to a split decision. But Charles Radtke, I think, is a level above Francisco Prada in this fight and should be able to get it done. I don't want to waste your time in this pick. Like I said, it was late notice, and the better overall fighter is Charles Radtke. So I'm going to go ahead and lean Charles Radtke to get it done by decision in this fight. But we'll see. Prado, like I said, looked good his last fight, but I don't think he'll be able to get it done against Radtke. He struggles on the feet. He's very hittable at times, and Radtke can take it anywhere in this fight. So give me Charles Radtke to win by decision. Let's make that a quick one. Speaking about quick, we got Kevin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque. Vicente Luque has looked like a shell of himself, while Kevin Gastelum somehow still has gas in his tank. I gotta go Kevin Gastelum. As much as I don't like neither of these guys, one is washed. Don't get me wrong, I actually do like Vicente Luque, or I did before. And Kevin Gastelum, unreliable, misses weight multiple times. Kevin Gastelum is the better overall fighter at this very moment. and should edge out a decision victory in this fight. So none else to say in this one. Kevin Gastelum should get it done by decision. Next fight up, we have Markel Madero versus Chris Padilla. Now, this is a fight to look forward to. Both fighters, coming off W's, and this one is a straight banger of a fight, low-key sleeper of the fight. But I gotta go with Chris Padilla. Chris Padilla is the more dangerous fighter out of the two. Markel Madero, he likes to pick his shots, likes to outpoint you on the feet. But ultimately, I think I got Chris Padilla landing the better shots and landing the more damage in this fight. And that's going to show to the referee, despite maybe Madero's landing the more volume in this fight. I got Chris Padilla landing the more impactful shots, possibly hurting Madero's, and that momentum shift is going to occur. Chris Padilla should be able to control him on the ground and land the better shots on the feet. Definitely land the more impactful shots, like I said. So I got Chris Padilla ultimately whooping his ass. Madero, your path to victory is to outpoint him on the feet, keep your distance, and see where it takes you. You definitely got a path to victory if you follow those game plans, but that's going to be very difficult against Chris Padilla. Dude's a monster. Dude's a dog. Give me Chris Padilla to win by decision. Next fight up, we got Tatiana Suarez versus Lupita Godinez. Now, this fight's a little tricky. Tatiana has not been looking pretty well and pretty good in her last couple fights. Struggling against, regular people out here. Let me give you the name so I don't, fumble this. Struggled against Amanda Lemos. Don't get me wrong, she has good takedown defense, but nonetheless, I think she took her down 3 times of 12. And you're known for being a grappler. That was pretty shitty, Tatiana, on your side. But nonetheless, you're going against Lupita Godinez, who isn't really the greatest. Definitely has great grappling of her own, but Tatiana Suarez has the better elite grappling edge on her side. Lupita Godinez, decent striker. I think they're about equal when it comes to the stand-up. If not, Lupita probably is better than Tatiana Suarez. But in this fight, guys, I got Tatiana Suarez going back to the drawing board and being able to implement her takedowns against Lupita Godinez. Landing some strikes on the ground and ultimately winning a decision here. Like I said, this is going to be a tough fight. I wouldn't mind taking the Lupita Godinez plus 3.5, considering that Tatiana Suarez hasn't been looking great lately. But Tatiana Suarez should get it done. I think she'll definitely be able to implement her ground game. Like I said, take her down a few times to control her on the mat. While down there, she's going to land the better shots and ultimately be the one landing more shots overall. So, Tatiana Suarez, if you fight, I hope you have improved and I hope you look better than your boyfriend for sure in patchy mix. But we need Tatiana Suarez to get it done by decision. Next fight up, we got Mateusz Gamrot versus Esteban Ribovics, and this one's a banger. I want Esteban Ribovics to win so bad. I hope he wins by knockout, but this fight reminds me of that Gamrot fight versus Klein, Ludovic Klein, where he took him down multiple times and he neutralized Ludovic Klein's great striking. I see the same, man. Esteban has some solid striking of his own, but that takedown defense is probably going to be, it's probably going to be tested this fight against Gamrot. I can see Gamrot taking him down multiple times and controlling him on the ground for a few minutes and, edging out a decision here. But I definitely see the side where Esteban wins a 3rd round finish while being down to, wrapping it up in the 3rd round and ultimately getting that knockout victory on Mateusz Gamrot. But that's very hard to ask. But the dude got power in his hands, so he could definitely do so. But I gotta lean Mateusz Gamrot, man. I think this is a big jump in competition for Esteban Ribovics fighting a top 10 guy now. And I know Mateusz is a little bit on the older side, but he can definitely get it done, man. I got Mateusz Gamrot to take him down multiple times, avoid those big strikes from Ribovics, and edge out a decision victory here. Don't get me wrong, like I said, I'm going to put Esteban Ribovics by knockout on one of my tickets, but We'll see. I'll be definitely rooting for Esteban Ribovics, but Gamrot should get it done. It's going to be a repeat of that Klein fight. I can see it now. Give me Gamrot to win by decision. Now, next fight up, we got Kevin Holland versus Randy Brown. Now, this one's going to be a tricky fight, but in the big 2-6, you got to stay away from Kevin Holland, man, no matter what. I do think he is the better fighter in this one. I think they're even on the stand-up, but when it comes to the ground, I think Kevin Holland is better than Randy Brown. Can definitely sub him if it got there. I think the better submission artist is definitely Kevin Holland. But Randy Brown is no slouch. And when it comes to the stand-up, they're both pretty good. And I see this fight primarily being in a stand-up. I don't see this fight going to the ground. So with that being said, man, tricky fight. I want to pick Kevin Holland, but like I said, in the big 2-6, you got to stay away from him. He's very unreliable, inconsistent. You don't know what type of Kevin Holland we're getting this time around. So I got to go ahead and lean Randy Brown to edge out a decision victory, but take my pick with a grain of salt. I definitely do think Kevin Holland has a shot, but I myself cannot trust him. I myself cannot pick him in a fight in the big 2-6. The dude, unreliable, man. You win some, you lose some. Who knows? He could definitely win here. But for me, give me Randy Brown to win a decision victory. That plus 3.5 on Kevin is looking pretty good, though. I don't see Kevin Holland getting finished in this fight, so we'll see. Give me Randy Brown to win a decision here. Next fight up, we got Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pico. Now, with this fight, guys, let me start off by saying minus 300 is kind of crazy. I'll definitely give Pico like a minus 200 something or minus 200 flat, to be honest with you. But hey, I see it. Minus 300, I definitely see it. I guess you guys are going by his age. Pitbull's age is like, 10 years older than Pico. I think he's like 38 to like 29, whatever the case may be. So I totally see the minus 300, but wow. It's a little bit off, in my opinion, a little bit wide. But I see it. I got Aaron Pico to edge out a decision in this fight. The only thing I can give Patricio Pitbull in this one is his veteran experience. But I don't see him taking down Pico. Pico is a wrestler himself, and I don't see him outstriking Pico. Pico is definitely the more explosive and faster striker out of the two. So I got Pico. Pico should get it done by decision, avoid those takedowns, land the bigger shots, and hopefully edge out a decision victory here. But don't get me wrong, Patricio Pitbull's experience can show, and he can outschool this young man in some sort of way, but I simply don't see it. Give me Pico to get it done by decision, or possibly even a late round finish. But give me Pico to get it done. Next fight up, we got Cub Swanson's retirement fight against Nate Landwehr. Now, this one, it's a battle of the Ohes. Let's keep it real. 37 versus 42. Kind of crazy. We got two grandpops going at it. Let's be real. But I'm going to be honest, man. Nate, he's a little bit of wild, man. Got a dog in him. Good chin. But versus Cub Swanson, good striker. He stays composed. But the only thing that scares me is that 42 years old, man. That's that age. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to side with the dog here, man. He's retiring. I hope he wins. And I think he will win. I think Cub Swanson is going to outstrike Nate Landwehr on the feet. Avoid the big shots from Nate Landwehr. And hopefully, doesn't get hurt against Nate Landwehr's power. And stays on the feet and outstrikes Nate to a decision. I can definitely see a 29-28 type of decision where both guys are kind of slightly beat up, but Cub Swanson edges out a victory. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and lean Cub Swanson. He has fought the better talent out of the two. Better overall career, better overall fighter. Nate Landwehr, he has dog in him, he has that grit, he has that power. So let's see if Cub Swanson can avoid all that and outpoint him, outstrike him, and get that decision victory. I like Cub. I wish you the best, Cub. No matter what, win or lose, still be a fan favorite for me. Cub Swanson for the win, guys. Give me Cub Swanson to win by decision and a happy retirement, my brother. Next fight up, we got Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker. the battle of who's going to get knocked out in the first round or who's going to get knocked out overall. And obviously, I got to go ahead and lean with Dominic Reyes, man. Despite him getting knocked out by Carlos Ulberg. That was Carlos Ulberg. Before all that, he was on a run, knocking out Nikita Krylov, Anthony Smith, and Justin Jacoby. As for Johnny Walker, he beat Ming Yang Zhang by knockout. We all got surprised during that fight too. We expected Ming Yang Zhang to come in here and destroy Johnny Walker, but he came in there and resurrected his career and won by knockout. But quite honest with you, man, this is a very iffy fight. The best fight is definitely taking the best prop is definitely taking the under or the knockout prop in general. But I'll be honest with you, Dominic Reyes is better than him. If he gets to the ground, Dominic Reyes is also better than him there. I wouldn't worry so much about Johnny Walker's wrestling. Johnny Walker's striking is kind of sloppy, unorthodox, kind of throws whatever. And Dominic Reyes, more measured, more composed. And I see him landing that knockout blow on the feet and finishing Johnny Walker. Oh, man, but I just feel bad for Johnny Walker, man. CTE written all over him. Give me Dominic Reyes to win here by knockout. Next fight up, we got Curtis Blaydes versus Josh Hokit. Now, this one should be a banger of a fight. I got to go ahead and lean with the up-and-comer Josh Hokit. But don't get me wrong, this could be a too soon type of fight for this guy. Curtis Blaydes is ranked like 6 in the heavyweight division, while Josh Hokit is unranked, if I'm not mistaken. But Josh Hokit's just been looking like a monster out there against these scrubs, knocking out everybody, showing his explosive ability. And Curtis Blaydes, veteran in the game, has fought a bunch of good guys, got a lot of knockouts. Recently beaten Rizvan Kunyaev, if I last recall. Nonetheless, still good. He still got it. But sort of sometimes one-dimensional. His striking isn't the greatest. Definitely not as explosive as Josh Hokit. And that is the reason why I'm going to go ahead and lean Josh Hokit. I'll be honest with you. It's simply that. Josh Hokit is way more explosive, younger, and definitely has the more power out of the two, in my honest opinion. And when it comes to the wrestling game, Josh Hokit has shown that he can hang with the guys. Curtis Blaydes is probably definitely better than Josh Hokit, but we'll see. When it comes to the stand-up, Josh Hokit is definitely better than Curtis Blaydes. I got Josh Hokit, man. I got Josh Hokit edging out a decision here. I don't think it's going to be a knockout unless he hurts Blaydes with one of those power punches, but I see Curtis Blaydes taking him down, maybe edging out one round, but the other two are definitely going to go to Josh. I think the more damage is going to be on Josh's side, and he's going to be able to probably control Curtis Blaydes on the ground too, but we'll see. Definitely a physical battle we have in our hands, power versus grappling, or just grappling in general, wrestling game in general with these two, but we'll see. It's definitely going to be a good wrestling match, and the guy who has the better stand-up will definitely win. So give me Josh Hokit to win by decision, and we'll see where we go. Next fight up, we got the new co-main event. This one was supposed to be Joshua Van versus Taituro Taira, but he got injured. They postponed his fight to like May 9th or something. But we got Azamat Murzakanov versus Paulo Costa. Now this one, man, this was a tricky fight to predict. Paulo Costa is moving up in weight after a good victory against Roman Kopylov, where he pretty much showed that he still got it. Everyone was counting Paulo Costa out due to his recent performances, not being able to put his combinations together and edge out victories in his last recent performances, but finally he got one against Roman Kopylov. But this time around, he goes against Azamat, man. And this one, he's 16-0, undefeated, great, powerful striker. And this one, man, I don't know who to pick, man. I feel like leaning to Azamat. I feel like he can KO Paulo Costa, but Paulo Costa's hands has been looking pretty crispy lately. And he could definitely get the victory here, too. It's going to be a hard fight, man. It's going to be a hard fight, but I got to go with Azamat, man. I got to go with Azamat. I think when it comes to the ground game, Azamat has it. Paulo Costa is definitely not going to shoot for a takedown, and you can count on Azamat to shoot for one if things get a little bit crazy on the feet. If Paulo lands big, Azamat can definitely be there to take him down and control him on the ground, and maybe land that ultimate finishing blow on some ground and pound shit on the ground. But we don't know. But I'm definitely leaning Azamat Murzakanov to get it done against Paulo Costa. We'll see. It should be a great fight in the stand-up. Both should be going back and forth. But like I said, Azamat got grappling in his back pocket, and he should be able to take him down and control him and use all his tools to get the victory here. So give me Azamat Murzakanov to get it done by knockout or decision. And for the main event of the evening, we got Jiří Procházka versus Carlos Ulberg. Now this one, another hard fight to predict. I'm a big fan of Jiří. The homies hate Jiří, I can tell you that much. But I'm a big fan of Jiří. He comes in there and it's fight or die for that guy. So big fan favorite of Jiří Procházka. But as for Carlos Ulberg, I love this guy too, man. Good technical fighter, only got 1 out of his record. Early on, he got knocked out by Kennedy and Sechiku. But he was winning that fight too, so ultimately he could be 14-0 right now. But anyway, he lost that one. But in this fight, I'm going to go ahead and lean Carlos Ulberg, man. I hate to say it. Like I said, a big fan favorite of Jiří Procházka, but the only thing I don't like about Jiří Procházka is that he's very hittable, and his style is crazy, like unorthodox, swings wild, and hopes he catches you. And as for Ulberg, very technical, good boxer, will stand in there in the pocket and avoid those good big shots, I should say, from Jiří, and counter and land a big shot of its own. So that's where I see the fight going, man. I know it's 5 rounds, 25 minutes that Carlos Ulberg has to withstand that pressure from Jiří, and Jiří's gonna bring it all 5 rounds. We definitely seen that with all his past fights, but I got Carlos landing something big, man. Something tells me Carlos is gonna stay composed, counter when he has to counter, and ultimately one of those counters is gonna sit Jiří out or hurt him pretty bad, and Carlos is gonna run in there and go for that ground and pound finish, man. It's gonna be a very tricky fight, man. Jiří can definitely go in there and do the same. Outpace Carlos Ulberg. I know he's gonna get hit, but hopefully his chin holds up, and outpace Ulberg, outvolume Ulberg, and get that late finish like he wants. But man, sometimes he just looks so sloppy on the feet, and I got Carlos Ulberg capitalizing on that sloppiness that Jiří has on the feet. So give me Carlos Ulberg to get it done by knockout in maybe the 2nd or 3rd round, maybe possibly 4th. But I don't think it's gonna go that far, but we'll see. Give me Carlos Ulberg by knockout. And that is it, boys. That's the final pick. That's all the picks. UFC 327 is going to be a great card. But that's it. If you enjoy what you see, please hit the like button, comment something for the algorithm, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.